Vaporwave. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the virtual desktop experience. You might have thought, wow, James, you didn't have any pre-roll there. Well, maybe it's because we didn't need it, because we were already in the train station, and that's where we're going to be all day today. We are joining you from inside Densha de Go, which is a famous series of train games out of Japan that simulates being the conductor of various and sundry Japanese trains as they rocket through the countryside and urban centers of Japan. So we're going to start it here in an older PC version. I think this version from this got to be I don't know, these are like Half-Life graphics, so I'm guessing 2003, 2004, something like that, maybe.
Half-Life is that old? Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, Half-Life is old as shit. It was old.
Oh, Half-Life was like 98 or something.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, but yeah. I don't know exactly, but this looks great, I think. So, first off, that. Second off, we would love to welcome to the virtual desktop experience, joining us with an insanely convoluted and beautiful analog to digital signal flow, our man with the plan, Jordan.
Hey!
So Jordan, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience here and talk a little bit about what you do, who you are, what's your favorite breakfast? Your favorite breakfast that you have had recently.
Oh, that's what a good question. Well, I'm Jordan, and I produce Vaporwave as Groceries, and been involved with that since late 2013. And I also have other aliases as well, like JPEG Stripes and Null Object, which are kind of tangentially related to Vaporwave,
hey,
thanks.
Thank
you.
Well,
good to see you.
Right off the rip says, yay, guest episode, and I am as excited as B is, I gotta say.
B.
Thank you.
Yeah, and having met B before, it's extra special to be here and have them in the audience. Yeah, that's the album. That's the one. You know,
I'm
it's
getting
flying
motion
around.
sickness. Oh my god, I can't even watch this.
I'm sorry, but it's
became
only
like
going to
a-
get worse. All night, we are going to be traveling the virtual rails. So take your virtual Dramamine, whatever you need, because we're not stopping this train for anyone, especially you, Mark.
I need to just... I'll just look at the middle distance below my monitor.
Jordan, what does the Hangul say in the name Groceries?
So it's pronounced 식료품, and it means groceries. It literally means food product, food use product. Yeah. And
so groceries.
Yeah, I mean, basically, in my mind, it's I wrote it in Korean and then in English.
Yeah.
I remember at the time that I wrote this, I wanted to do when I say write, I mean wrote out the artist name. I wanted to do a kind of my own version of a vaporwave alias. At the time back in 2013, I read about Mallsoft, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I want to do something like that. But then I kind of made it my own. It's instead of a mall, I'll do a grocery store. And then instead of a lot of people's aliases were Japanese characters and then in English all caps. Most of the names were all caps then, and so I was I'm gonna do all lowercase, and it's gonna be Korean, and so I just kind of made it my own. But yeah, I mean, I wrote it in Korean, and then I just wrote it in English, so it wouldn't be I guess I don't know. Yeah, even though people do that, I guess it's a secret surprise. What does it mean? But I've had people be so it's just groceries, and I'm well,
I mean, now for the record.
Well, but that's not what I.
No, I know. I'm being an asshole.
No, but no, I think you get it where it's oh hey, that's the other album. If you go to a store and they have a wet floor sign, it'll say wet floor, piso mojado. And I can imagine someone looking at this Spanish and be like, "What's that mean?" It's like, "Oh, it means wet floor." So it just says wet floor, wet floor. Stupid sign.
Right.
That is a fantastic defense, and I really appreciate
that's a good
that.
shutdown.
I love it.
That's a really good shutdown. Yeah.
So
Well, you gotta live in the world of shutting people down because we're on the age of Twitter.
Yes. So I want to talk a little bit about this other album here and this other project. So for those who don't know, or for those who have foolishly not seen the Neo Gaia documentary that we made about the 2019 and 2018 tours of Japan, Jordan, of course, joined us on the Neo Gaia Legends, or whatever the name of that tour was. But for the second one, he was there for that. He played with us at Circus Tokyo. He was there in Osaka for the crazy all-night sesh, where he also
road-fueled rampage.
Yes, and he also DJ'd as Null Object, and that was the shit where we were like, "Yo, Jordan, why have we not heard this? This is so fire." And he was, I remember you were kind of like, "Yeah, I'm kind of more into this than Groceries," or you were very proud of it, but sort of sad that no one had ever really heard of it. So why don't we talk a little bit about Null
There it
Object.
is.
You see, Null Object.
Objet. Yeah, it's I think most artists have that kind of thing where it's just like, oh, people only listen to this thing I made and not this other thing. That's a problem everyone has. So, but yeah, so Null Object was something I started in 2018, and this was actually right before, like a year before I left the U.S. to move to Korea. But this album is kind of, I feel like every album I make is like a concept album. I don't know how to make music without a concept, which is why I feel like I'm so like not as prolific as I would like to be, because I can make music. I have like a ton of music I'm working on right now, but it doesn't really seem right until there's like a cohesive story or like reason to arrange them together. And so for Null Object, that project was actually inspired by the last job I had while living in New York. So I was working at a taxi company in like customer care. It wasn't Uber, but it was kind of like that, where it's just like an on-demand taxi service app. And I tell people it's like it was the best job and also the worst job I ever had.
Like a tale of two cities.
It was the best of jobs. It was the worst,
of jobs. Exactly. Yeah. So it was my first non-food service job. I'd always worked as like a barista or like a server in like a restaurant or something. And so the change was really interesting and like almost bizarre for me, because I went from like, say, like working in a cafe where it's like, oh, there's food everywhere, but don't touch any of it, and then like now I'm in an office with a kitchen. It's like, oh, well, there's like snacks if you want. Yeah. Like it's a very different vibe. It's like, oh, it's not suddenly hectic all the time, and I'm just like pulling my hair out and actually get paid better for it.
Yeah. I had the exact same experience when I went from restaurant to office as well.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So so it paid well, and I actually saved up a fair amount of money working there. So that's kind of why. But then that's why I liked it. But then I hated it also because it was like poorly designed, poorly managed, and just like the app would have problems, and customers would call and yell at us, and then we would like try and like get them fixed, and then no one ever listened to us, and it was just like really defeating job to have in a way. It's like things could be better, but everything sucks. And so I was so frustrated. I was like, I vowed to make an album about my experience working that job. And I guess it's worth mentioning that all of the artist name, Null Object, the name of the album, Cooperative Taxi Station, and then all 5 of the tracks are all based on office jargon, like stuff that we would say at work that had like a specific meaning.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it is like
Love that.
thematic throughout.
Yeah, so the tracks are like...
Is it original composition or is it sample based?
It's Well, all the music is original. There are samples. It's like spoken word samples. And it's all from VHS tapes about like business ethics and conflict resolution.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. I love them a lot, actually.
So for those who are probably familiar with Groceries, but maybe not familiar with Null Object, I can tell you firsthand, it's all good. But if you've not heard Null Object, get your butt over to null-object.bandcamp.com. I'm going to put in the chat right now.
Oh, thanks, James.
James, you say null. You say null weird.
Null?
Yeah.
Knoll. A grassy knoll.
You're always saying it like Noel.
Like Noel Gallagher? Null.
No, like not. But yeah, like no. Null.
Null.
No.
Yeah.
Dr.
Null.
Null.
Null object.
Noel Gallagher.
Noel Gallagher.
Noel.
We got Noel
Noel
Gallagher on
Gallagher.
the show.
God, I had one of my poorest performing tweets recently. Did you see this, Tech? It was a retweet of Liam Gallagher. But you had to watch the video and you had to have audio on. But it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. It was like Liam Gallagher sitting in the back of his like palatial estate, and he's like looking, like he has his phone pointed at like some hill. And he's like, "There's a fucking deer. There's a fucking deer out there, man. What the fuck is he doing, man? There's a fucking, you can't." It's like I don't see a deer. Like, what is he talking about? And finally, like he like zooms in and you see this deer, and it's like, oh, he's like, hey, you Wonderwall guy, geezer? And then the deer just runs away. Like, I don't know, it's just funny as he puts like words in the mouth of this deer, like, oh, you're the Wonderwall guy. Like, I don't know. I thought it was great, but
Pretty good.
Have you seen that video where
like
he
2
like
likes.
talks to elementary school kids?
Mm-mm.
Like, one of the kids is like, what would you do if you farted in class? He's like, oh, well, I'd own up to it. You can't have somebody else taking credit for your win, right? They're like, the kids just like think that's so funny.
For your win.
Don't take credit for
It's funny too.
someone's wind. Yikes.
What the hell are you looking up right now?
James,
Is this-
what the fuck? Like, I was trying to like fucking power
train-
through.
This train's in Middle Earth.
You can't separate James from the Hobbit.
Yes, this is if only Middle Earth was real, this is what it would look like. So I'm gonna grab some coffee real quick. So Mark, I'm really sorry because the way Skype is set up, me and Mark are in our own like very kind of spacious region over here, and then the three of you're all crammed
We're
in
all
the
smooshed.
smoking car of the Shinkansen, you know. So
What were you doing 5 minutes before we started the stream when you were supposed to be getting coffee?
I had to make it. I thought there was more. But it's made now. I just have to go grab it.
I'm just
What
kidding.
do you want from me? The point is, when I
Federal
leave this frame, Mark is going to be all on his own, keeping track of the meters per minute, or
Yeah,
however,
right.
the
Here we go.
MPA, like Vanna White over there.
He's the conductor.
Yeah, he's.
I'm still here. Here.
I think that's
Yeah,
how
there
many
we go.
meters are left to what?
Oh yeah. That's the distance.
Like a
limit.
checkpoint or something, or like the next.
Probably to the
stop?
next station.
Yeah. So
We have the chat up here
the
as
whole
well.
point
we
of-
have the
yeah,
We're
chat.
pretty close.
We have the meters remaining.
Let's see if James
And,
gets back before it hits zero.
It's a really cool game because it's all about starting and stopping on time and like how
Name there.
smoothly. So you can see up top the people that are listening to our Spotify tunes. Or
If it's a game you like about starting and stopping, you should check out Simon Says.
right.
On that note,
Goodbye.
Have you guys ever played this game?
No,
No, but it looks
I've
cool.
never even heard of it. Yeah.
I tried it on the N64 because there's an English translated version that I put on my EverDrive, and it is actually pretty fun. It is like, I mean, it's super basic. It's just about like starting, stopping, like following the rules. Basically, it's a game about following rules.
Oh, I love following the rules.
Sounds very Japanese.
So yeah, like you have to like stop, like reduce your speed over bridges, and you also have to like kind of conserve your energy. So you have to like cut off your engine when you're a certain distance away from the station, so you like coast, and then like you like naturally can like start like applying the brakes. The brakes are on like a system of like 1 to 5, so you're like gradually, like you cut off the engine, you're gradually upping the brake coaster, so it's not like an abrupt stop. But it's pretty sweet. There's also like a convoluted like giant controller for it that is supposed to mime, like what an actual train conductor is.
God.
Of course, peripheral, yeah.
What platforms is this game for?
Yeah, is this PC or something, or?
Everything.
It's like
everything.
Sega Saturn, PS1.
There's a lot of
we're going to explore some of the various and sundry versions. Second time I've said that this stream. Really
I know.
I don't know where it's coming from. But
There's like entire arcade train cabs that you can go sit in like a fake train and drive a train for 8 hours in a mall in Japan. It's kind of amazing.
Here's the PlayStation version. You can see it's got this. This is only one half of the controllers because there are 2 controls. There's one that goes like this and then one that goes like that. Y'all see that?
Yeah,
Y'all get that?
For anyone that's ever played Final Fantasy VII, and you had to stop the train from crashing, you'd be familiar with their interesting lever system.
Yeah, that's gonna take like 7 hours in the remake chapter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mark! I don't appreciate your cynicism about that game. It's great. Fantastic.
Oh, we'll see how you feel at chapter 15.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
I will play that game as the only game I ever play for the rest of my life, and I will enjoy the absolute hell out of it.
So look,
it'll be
good.
I have a friend who likes gaming, but isn't a huge nerd and doesn't play RPGs. And they were like, so I have access to Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy 15. Like, what do you think I should play? Because I just kind of feel like I want to play a Final Fantasy game. I was like, dude, without a doubt, 7. Play it right now. You will have a blast. It will be really fun. Just don't give up. Try your best. The Scorpion's really hard, but if you just focus on the weaknesses and like use your abilities, you can't just hack and slash your way through it. Like, that's why it's fun. And sure enough, like 3 hours later, he's like, this game is fucking incredible. I'm like, I know, man. It's so fucking good. Like,
the combat's so good, Mark. The combat is like why that game is so incredible, and you played it on easy, so you never found out why it's so much fun.
Yeah, Judgment Zone, not Judgment. This is the Judgment Zone. So
no, I understand why you played it on easy. I
think they're just I don't know. I would argue that for Final Fantasy VII Remake, they're almost like the different modes, like the easy and stuff. They might as well have called it like arcade mode or like the game mode or like I don't know. They're almost different modes entirely instead of just like difficulty scaling.
Like I mean, easy is like profoundly easy. Like it's a very, very simple game on easy, which I totally...
What I wanted.
Yeah, I get it. But I will say that like a major part of the reason that game like was so enjoyable was because the combat on normal mode is just incredibly balanced and fun in like a way that, I mean, like makes the game genuinely fun. That is... we could have had that.
That kind of looks like Kevin in real life.
You're gonna try Intergrade on
Intergrade, and I'm gonna play the whole thing, replay it on when I get a PS5, and I promise you I'll play it on normal and report back to you. Yeah, okay. I totally see what you're saying, and I get that. I just wanted to rip through it.
Yeah, no, I get that too. Believe me, at this point I feel like I would almost rather just play or just watch somebody play a game than play it sometimes.
You and a whole generation of young people, you know.
Yep.
We're here live on Twitch.
Oh my god, these. Oh Lord.
Whoa,
Tech, did you see the one where Cloud was looking in the mirror and Zach was looking back at him? You see
no.
Spoiler alert.
They made Zach look like Max Payne or something. It's like
Max Payne.
He looks like what's his name from Nintendo? Reggie. He looks like Reggie. Reggie like he's about to announce the new Animal Crossing or something. Like, the tools break is what Cloud is thinking to himself. As he's,
yeah. Wonderland 95 says, "How's Annie?" Is that supposed to be? Is that picture supposed to be like a Twin Peaks reference?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh.
But this is on Etsy and it is for sale.
The Home Depot sink in there. That's just like a stock image of a sink.
$10.
You're still with me. That's good.
Pick one up.
I think this is actually a leak from the new Intergrade chapter.
That's
actually.
my. What'd you think of my Bob there?
Okay.
This is Kingdom Hearts 3.8 over 365 dream drop distance.
Has anybody seen the trailer for the final trailer for Intergrade?
I didn't watch.
Watching any trailers. I want it to be a surprise. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. They should. Okay.
Was it full of spoilers?
There's, I mean, I guess yeah, but like, there's just like there's a mini game, that is unbelievable.
Probably watch it.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I linked it in the chat, so if you go back a little bit, but I mean, I'm sure you can find it. Obviously.
Like checking Cloud's gas meter outside the Midgard apartment.
I mean, Mark, I don't know how you'll feel about it, but it is something else.
I'll report back to you and be like, dude, are you serious? They fucking... Is it like going to the bathroom in real time or something like that? They've just I love the game, but they've like every single second of Midgar was like stretched out using like time compression to be like, which I actually really appreciate the storytelling devices. They needed to flesh out the story, but if I hear minigame and I do worry, but I'm sure it'll be great.
It's okay. You're allowed to not like something, Mark. It's okay.
It's okay. Hey,
you can be wrong and not like something. It's the same way that you can be right and like something, or wrong and like something. It's all.
Let's
good.
say I'm conflicted. I like Tim Rogers' like statement, which was FF7 remake is more FF7 than the original one, which is like any problem I think I have with it, I go back and I'm like, wait, like referencing the old one, I'm not sure like what I wanted, or like, you know, I always come back to the same thing, like, oh, this game is incredible and I enjoyed every second of it. Like, that's all there is to it. Yeah.
Jordan, did you play any video games while you lived in Korea? So I did get to visit Jordan in Korea. It was great. We went and we saw Lamp together. It was really cute.
Yeah.
We saw Lamp at Song Madong or whatever that place was.
Yeah, Song Madong, which means imaginary plaza, by the way.
Which is so vaporwave.
Yeah.
And I got to see Jordan's super cool, like, government-issued loft apartment that had, like, tons of room and the huge windows overlooking Seoul, just, like, in a really active, like,
it was nice
neighborhood with, like, a massage parlor at the bottom floor of this building, like... Fucking incredible barbecue places right around the corner. Like, it was, let me see if I can find that cute picture of us out there. We were both wearing Henley shirts. I show up wearing my Henley.
I've got that light blue Henley on.
I got my black Henley.
What's a Henley?
It's like a t-shirt with buttons at the top, but only at the top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
so you can open one up and be like, hey, I'm an American in
have
Asia.
The best hair. I'm capable of it.
It doesn't have the collar. It's got just like a t-shirt collar.
That's its only purpose, is just to entice others.
Yeah,
not give you any airflow.
Let me take this wrapper off.
Just one button.
Keep that top button unbuttoned, you know?
James, are you like leaning super close to your camera, or what are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for something.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
I'm trying.
He's
to
in
find...
investigation mode.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for a picture.
Jordan, what do we have here?
Do you mind if I show a picture from the inside of your apartment? Because I have that picture.
Oh yeah, go for it. Show them those windows. Let's take a view.
Pretty cool.
So I lived on the 10th floor of my apartment building, which was also the top floor, which is why I had that cool loft.
Sick.
Yeah. Which I mostly used for storing furniture I didn't want to look at.
That was September 20. Yeah, here's the picture. All right, we got them all.
Yeah.
September 2018. So first off, here's me and Jordan. No.
I'm loving this.
Wrong
What's
pick.
going on in the comments right now?
Oh, what's going on? Can someone read them to me? What's happening there?
Well, Fighting Island said, waiting for Final Fantasy VII Remake, every character is a train mod. And our boy R23X said, yes, I checked that out. Is there easy baby mode? And Fighting Island says, yes, you can go off the rails on a baby train.
Oh boy.
And then
That's the game for me.
And then B-Fant says, dig through the ditches, burn through the witches, slamming in the back of my baby train.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Just
I like this.
I can actually see the cat moments.
Oh, that's a big picture.
Yeah, we got it here. So
Hey.
here are the two of
There
us.
we are.
This is before I started
Aw.
shaving my head, and I was still I had the Picard season 1 thing going on. But yeah, there we are. Look how young
Very
we look.
cute.
We're little babies. My beard is all bushy, and I think this was after.
You guys look like you were in high school or something.
I know. I'm
What the hell?
117 years ago.
like skinnier.
I mean, I know that like quarantine aged us all, but this is
It did.
drastic.
I'm not looking good. I need help, guys.
Oh, you look great. You look great
everyone
now.
looks great now. There's
But we look weathered. Let's
No
just put it
shit.
that way.
saying it looks like a
on-
different age, you know?
We've been on adventures.
Haggard.
I mean,
and world
I've
weary.
seen things
Yeah.
you people wouldn't believe
Attack ships on fire.
off the coast of Orion.
Oh, see those
So yeah, I'm sorry.
corners make me sick.
I have to like take screenshots of these photos for some reason here. OBS is not liking the, but it's fine. It's fine.
HEIC format.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I had to
I
download a HEIC converter thing because I was tired of not being able to like look at pictures.
Yeah. I have
So
dropped
they're
out
actually
thinking
just
about
JPEGs. I think it's because they're capital JPEG. I'm not sure. So this was
Weird.
Jordan's sick ass loft,
Ow.
and
Yeah.
this,
Nice.
this ladder led up to like a huge literal loft area. That what did you end up doing with that space? You keep bodies up there? What'd you do?
You know what I did with that space is I put a bunch of furniture up there I didn't want to look at.
Like the
Just
furniture,
like
that came with the
furniture you
place?
didn't like.
No, I was just saying what I said earlier. No, so it's like yeah. I mean, I had a friend actually who was teaching English in China who came over and to visit, and he stayed up there.
That's cool.
So I let him sleep up there. But mostly, yeah, it was just for kind of keeping stuff out of the way that I didn't need.
Well, I remember clearly you didn't let me sleep up there, so that's cool.
Did I not?
I got a guest
I
house.
think-
It was fine. You know, I can fend for myself, and in
Yeah, I was
fucking
like,
Korea, no
You
problem.
you can go out on the streets for all I care. That's what I said to him. He actually like. So you see, there's 2 mugs on that table. So we were chilling, and then he was like, so anyway, I don't have a place to stay, and I was just like, too bad.
Oh boy.
And all I wanted was the name of the song that's currently playing.
Oh,
Oven.
You know.
Well, the truth of what happened is James arrived at my subway stop, and I saw him, and I was so excited to see him, and he was very tired. But we went to go get food because he was also hungry, and so we got some tteokbokki
My favorite.
and some fried shit, and we ate it. And then he showed me the thing that you can do with a soju bottle, where you put your phone light under it and it glows green because the bottle's green.
the very first night I was ever in Korea, I stayed at a guest house and I was hanging out with some peeps on the roof, and they were like, "Hey, check this out." They're like, "This is Korean style," and they put a bottle of soju, and yeah, it just lit up, and I was like, "Cool,
Mhm.
I didn't know you could do that." So that's the same information that you just heard. Anyway, so here is.
It's like this.
Oh, I just blocked it. Yes.
Yeah.
So here is
You guys-
the view.
Do you want to have another perspective on that story?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to know what
I couldn't
happens if
see
you put a
the-
cell phone under a soju bottle?
Typography on your mugs. They look like some live, laugh, love kind of typography happening, inspiring words on your mug.
Oh yeah, that very much is
they
what
said.
they were. The person who lived there before me bought them.
Oh yeah, let's see what we got here. It's like, be strong and
Yeah.
truthfully and
Forgive others, say please and thank you, be proud of yourself, believe others, say please and thanks. These are some weird things.
Dude.
I made sure to live by my mugs every day.
Yeah.
The live, laugh, love parasite has really infected the entire globe at this point.
Yeah.
So this was the view from Jordan's apartment. How sick is that? You can see down there, that's the street that we were standing on in the other photo where we're like, it was like a real happening, cool nightlife kind of spot.
District. Sweet.
But Jordan was high enough in the on weed, no, just kidding, high enough in his building that
I'm doing drugs in Seoul.
Yeah, I'm assuming that didn't bother you, being in such an active neighborhood.
No, I mean, it could be a little noisy, but not really. I mean, I was 10 floors up, and it was only like a lot if the window was open, but otherwise it was fine.
So I think at this point a half hour has passed, and I think that we're ready to continue on our own journey here.
Ooh.
By exploring some of the other versions of Densha Dego that exist. So why don't we go ahead and check out the PlayStation 1 version.
Let's Densha Dego.
So now this version, this is very similar to the Sega Saturn version, which I believe it's like Yamanote possibly only is all it is. It's like you just go in circles around Tokyo.
Yamanote.
Yamanote. I think it's
Yamanote. Those textures.
Yeah, so these graphics are literally perfect.
Claustrophobic. Just love it.
What's that, a PlayStation controller?
That is a PlayStation controller.
Is that what that is?
It's a wireless.
Pre-DualShock.
I love how there was a little analog interference there, Jordan, and you kind of nope.
Oh yeah, it's very very vaporwave. The cutting in and out.
Oh yeah. I was actually thinking of hooking up my circuit bent video processor that I use during my streams and just like corrupting the video signal.
Blitzing yourself.
Yeah. So I was like,
should do that.
Daniel,
got a green screen going on.
Daniel Million LP says, smoking bowls in Souls would be rad but risky, I'm sure. Is weed super illegal in Korea like it is in Japan?
Yeah, like most places in Asia, drugs are like extra illegal.
Gotcha.
There was a thing in the news, like in the Philippines, the president Rodrigo Duterte went on some some tirade against drugs, but it was more of like a thinly veiled excuse to like murder people.
Yeah.
And then I did actually go to Malaysia while I was living in Asia, which was cool, and that was the first majority Muslim country I've ever been to. But there, it's like death sentence for drugs.
Oh wow.
Jesus, really?
Yeah. One of my
a little intense.
I was hanging out with my one of my Korean friends when we were just hiking in the mountains or whatever after one of the Neo Gaia tours, and I mentioned something about weed, and her ears perked up and she just started asking all these questions what is it like, and how long does it last?
Oh
and,
wow.
How do you get it, and what is it like? Right. What is weed like in America? I'm like, yeah, it's decriminalized in my city. You can have it. It's cool. And she's just like, damn, salted.
Hey, salted.
Thank you.
Donate $5. And redeem my Smart Shopper loyalty points and put them toward Neo Gaia Legend 2.0.
Now, is that kind of participation in the world that we're building here that I really appreciate? So we love to see it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Rainy Kick says, well, yeah, because Mal means bad, so Malaysia is the bad Asia.
Oh, right, yeah.
Damn.
That's exactly what that means. They're a linguistic expert.
Yeah.
So Jordan...
But, Yeah, I actually. So you were mentioning about people asking about weed. I had that experience. Like I've talked to I would be with other foreigners or other Korean people, and we would talk about it, and like a lot of the Korean people were like, I've never done it, but I'm very interested in it, and I just thought that was kind of fascinating because people kind of have that interest that like they want to try it but they can't. So and so the ones who travel to like the U.S. or Canada will then like seek it out.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I was like telling Josh about the vape cartridges, like he had never even heard of that technology. Like he was like,
oh, weird.
Like what?
Josh in Japan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our translator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin, you were sorry to interrupt you, Tech, but Kevin, you were smoking vaping like on one of these trains that we're looking at right now. You remember that? Should I not be mentioning that on stream?
I'll just go ahead and dox me then there, Mark.
Japan's gonna come after you now.
We had a few experiences, and
I was like, we're gonna get in trouble.
They were always frightening.
Mark, you and me both. Mark and I are the same boys.
Tech, I was thinking about smoking weed with you earlier today, actually, because I just got these beautiful new AirPods that I tweeted about, and the first thing I listened to, I was listening to OK Computer yesterday. So when I put them in, OK Computer starts playing, and it's Let Down, and I remembered that time. I remembered that time that we drove to Chicago.
We went to Chicago? Yeah.
And the first thing we did was spark a fucking bowl and put on OK Computer. and Tech was just like, look, this is going to be a long trip. It's going to be really boring. I just want to get high and listen to music.
It was the second time I had ever smoked weed, and I hadn't smoked in it like over a year. It was like the first time ago, and I didn't really have that great of an experience because I got really high and paranoid. So I wasn't keen on it to begin with, but I was like, let's see what happens.
And so I put on OK Computer and we're listening to Let Down, and there's that syncopated tom element after the first part of the chorus is let down and hanging around. And Tech was just like, dude, I've never heard that before. I was like, yeah, man.
we listened to Dark Side of the Moon after that, of course. And I just remember it was like in like On the Run or whatever, and it was just like, things are like like going past you, like in like
if it's a day,
audio wise.
That's me.
Yeah. It's like yeah. And I was just like, oh man, this is so sick. This is so sick.
That was a funny trip. We were both young and naive back in those days. Because I remember, like, we got to our hotel or whatever, and it was like, all right, so there's this, like, meet and greet, like, downtown Chicago. Like, all right, let's get in the car and go there. And then we're, like, in Chicago.
Yeah,
like, wait, where do we, like, park? And it was like, what? This is, like, $40. Like, what? Oh, okay, I guess. Like, I don't know, Tech. There's no other place to park. Like, we're just going to have to pay this. Like, it was a scary situation.
Walking around a lot and like looking up and being like, these buildings are so tall.
And everyone was so beautiful because we're from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, everyone was.
Basically, we're like at the top, right? So it just gets worse from here. So you can just imagine all the uggos walking around Dayton, Ohio. So we're just like, God damn, everyone is beautiful here. Like everyone.
Yeah,
and
it was remarkable.
Kevin, I mean, look at him over there. He knows. He's one of them.
Look at that man.
Look at that man.
Watch that man. Watch that man.
Anyway, I was going to say, Shiny Crystal said, oh, right, now that the Rail Pass bar has been filled, and we're celebrating that by having this railroad-themed episode.
And it's
is there another goal?
I was just going to say, it's not because we forgot to mention that. we wanted you all to figure that out and come up with that for us. That was the inspiration behind this. I did forget to mention it.
Shiny Crystal Pistol said, "Is there another goal the Neo Gaia boys or Neo Guys would like to reach regarding their next Japan tour, or is it like before George roasted them about having a goal?"
So I'd like to raise my hand and answer that question real quick. The answer is yes. We're going to discuss at some point exactly how we're going to present that. All of this money still goes towards the Neo Gaia tour, and of course our bigger mission of fostering this mutual curiosity and understanding between the Japanese and Western vaporwave music scenes, using vaporwave as a cultural bridge to sort of explore what makes us different, more importantly, what makes us the same. So we'll have a new bar, we'll have a new goal, but we still need donations because the tour is still very far off, and the whole goal of this entire thing from the beginning was to take that first Neo Gaia documentary as a blueprint to do something way more intense, way more professional, and not just like me editing together our phone videos. As cool as that was, and as proud of that as I am, and as great of an editor and videographer and documentarian as I am, it would be great to step in front of the camera and maybe have someone.
We want to get a video guy to come and shoot us all doing stuff.
Yes, and
with a camera,
like an outside third-party perspective
camera
that could reveal things about ourselves that maybe we didn't know. So
we want to get Werner Herzog. So it's going to be a big bar. Let me just put it that way.
A big bar of... Never mind. I was going to do a Last Tango in Paris joke, but I basically did anyway. But we're done.
I mean, I'm picturing like some amazing scenario where all four of us have GoPros, strapped to our bags at any given point in time with nice stabilizers. Like we can be shooting all kinds of fun stuff. I'm picturing like the boys go to the bathhouse with the food man, and like we're gonna go.
Talking nudity already.
Yeah.
We can't
First stop, nudity.
First stop, all of us nude.
Only for the highest paying subscribers.
Yeah, that's
that's the next year.
Your 4 patrons. Yeah. Well, we should get some GoPros, right?
Well,
or some Go poetry.
So this is why I wanted to have this conversation off air. I think that we need to distill some of these ideas into something a little bit more.
Let's talk about it now. Something a
little bit more.
Let's overpromise. Let's overpromise
and
under-deliver. Get way more excited and under-deliver.
That's.
I think lodging is also another. That's a big expense. So,
yeah, that's probably the next thing that we need to. Yeah.
And that's an essential. I'm fine with paying for my own GoPro to contribute footage, and I'm fine with
Dude, I got a box of GoPros. I don't even use. So.
Nice. There you go.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Well, James is Mr. Moneybags ever since he quit his job because he's like, well, I guess I'm a full-time rock star now. Go ahead and give myself an Apple Watch with some earbuds, buy some AirTags.
Look. All right, I got some severance pay, and
oh wow,
and we had some 100p payouts, and I got this a big chunk of change, and they're just things that the watch was my retirement present. I earned this, okay? I worked my ass off over the last 6 years at the fucking Japanese house and was underpaid for it. And so here is my way of paying myself my own money.
Here's a question, dude. Can you like freaking steal that drone that you bought for the Japanese house and take that on tour?
You know, it was already
drone
stolen
shots
from
would
my
be good.
house when I had it at my house when my house got broken into over Christmas. So a thief stole it.
God
So
damn it.
that's
Kidding?
already gone.
A thief stole the
That sucks.
stole the drone?
Yeah, they got the drone.
Damn, man.
Dude,
And
that's fucked.
And I don't know what drone laws are in Japan. I would be wary of that because
Obviously,
I know.
we're not
Yeah,
gonna-
yeah.
Yeah, running a
Oh, if you're fucking vaping inside a train, just get a drone going in there too.
well, they have smoking rooms in the Shinkansen, but they don't have drone rooms.
They have
the drone. I mean,
the entire
well,
chassis is. The
it's
drone
like
room.
okay, so it's like relativity, right? So like the drone, it's relative to the space inside the train. So I guess it would be cool, right? It's not gonna. Who understands physics here?
Pressurized.
How the fuck does that?
Pressure.
Oh, I guess.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right. Yeah, it's
constantly-
pressurized. It's all
It's
good.
like
Yeah.
it's not like if you throw a ball up in the air in the train, it's gonna like fly backwards
well,
at
and
300
that's-
miles
but
an hour.
Yeah.
And Einstein figured all that
Think
out.
back to Kevin's vape clouds were
Einstein
stationary. They
figured
weren't
it
going
out.
backwards. You know? To
Anyone
the other
who's-
passengers.
Anyone who has
I
peed
did
inside
not
of a
vape
train
on the
has
train.
experienced that. Now, of course, peeing in
Sure you
a
did.
bus
No,
is a
you
different
didn't.
story. It's a little bit more difficult.
What?
Sephi's loving the pee talk. Sephi, thank you so much.
Oh,
Sephi,
Sephi, thank
Herzog
you.
money
Herzog
for
money
Neo
for
Gaia
Neo
Legend
Gaia
2.
Legend 2. The Fitzcarraldo experience.
Yes, and we
Thank
will
you. That's an
need,
amazing reference.
We will need practical effects only.
Well, here's,
Saying
here's
thank you, even though this isn't for me.
Well,
It's
here's
like,
a two-part question. Check out this like segue. It's gonna be great. So LundyLand95 says, "Would Neo Gaia US shows ever be a possibility?" And then also a part question from me is, Jordan, are you planning on going back to Korea, or are you in America? Like, are you back in America? And then how does that relate to US shows being a possibility, dependent on that answer? Also including you back in the question. You see all the fucking bridges I connected there?
Caltech, thank you so much.
Fucking
I
pulling my
feel
weight,
like I'm
okay?
in that hallway.
I'm gonna go ahead and
in
answer
Harry
on behalf
Potter
of
with all the
everybody and say
staircases.
yes, Neo Gaia US is happening. Everyone. I'm answering for everyone.
Jordan's
Jordan's
declared
just
it.
answering for us.
It's happening.
Overpromise.
How about a Canadian show?
We're going to Canada. We're going back to Asia. We're going to Russia. We're going to Europe. It's happening. There's gonna be a show in. We're going to Africa.
We're coming to Brazil, finally.
We're finally coming.
People have been asking me that for years now.
Yeah, it's happening.
So there you go.
But-
That's
Well, I guess to answer the question, I can actually answer. I don't have any plans to go back to Korea at this time. I would like to visit again, but as far as living there, I don't know. I mean, for the foreseeable future, I'm back in the U.S.
Okay.
And I guess once COVID kind of blows over, then I definitely want to get back into playing more shows. When I was living in New York, I was doing shows a lot, usually doing like visuals and projections and stuff, but like I would pop over to Philly somewhat regularly for like shows over there.
and that's
For some reason, I didn't see a lot
how
of,
I met Jordan. Actually, he was playing a show
It
at
is.
the Sound Hole. Was the name
Sound
of this?
hole.
It was a DIY
No way.
basement venue in West Philly called the Sound Hole.
Yep.
Love
And
that.
I was aware of Groceries because we were both like, Dream Catalog alumni or whatever. So I was very aware of that album. And we played together. Jordan's set was amazing. His visuals were incredible. And I talked to him after the show and he's like, I'm living my dream, dude. I'm moving to Korea and like nothing's gonna stop me. And I was like, whoa, I want to move to Korea
That's
too.
sick.
This guy is so cool. My God. And then he fucking did it.
Yeah, that Sound Hole show was my last show in the U.S. before I went to Korea.
That was pretty cool.
You changed James's life, dude.
Now,
Well, hold
after
on.
being in Korea for so long, I mean, would you feel comfortable like totally permanently relocating your home base to to Korea or anywhere else, you know, just like totally leaving everything that's familiar behind with no return date.
Yeah, I think my camera just froze. Hold on. I keep having to restart my camera. And I'm back. Okay. Yeah, having all sorts of fun analog to digital issues. But yeah, so I am definitely open to the idea of like one day living in another country. Like I remember when I first had that thought, I was just like, what? You could leave America and live somewhere else? And it's like, it's just a country. But yeah, I mean, I think, so I stayed in Korea for 2 years, and, you know, it's a year by, my job was like a year by year basis that I had to like re-sign every year. And ultimately I stayed there for a couple years and decided to come back because I didn't really see myself living the life I wanted to live in Korea.
Sure.
I just thought I was better off being back in the US, where it's like I have friends who are musicians, and I can, you know, easily pursue the kind of music I want to make there, and, you know, also, you know, language barriers and all that. Sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, besides vaporwave, I'm also really into like house music, and like that null object alias is like lo-fi house music meets vaporwave. But the problem is like house music and stuff like that isn't really big in Korea.
Sure.
So
Jamiroquai is
scene?
Sorry? Jamiroquai is big in Korea.
Sick.
Well,
where is Jamiroquai big in?
I don't know.
Superstar.
So I
just derailed that conversation.
Wow, good job.
It's okay. It's okay. So, I made some electronic musician friends, DJ friends in Korea, but the problem was like what little scene there was in Seoul was mostly maintained by foreigners. So it just didn't feel, it's like it was small and just didn't feel very like authentically Korean. Like the only people who were showing up were foreigners and stuff, and it was fine. It was just like, I just didn't feel like Korea was the best place for me to do what I wanted to do. I loved living there, and I was happy to, you know, travel in all of Asia, but I think as far as where I live, that place didn't seem like it was the place for me for the long term. But I'd definitely be happy to explore other places to, you know, see. But for now, I'm here in the U.S.
Well, I've thought a lot about just your experiences and what we've talked about, and just my experiences traveling, and that's why it's like I really want to move to Japan, but I've never thought, well, I want to live there and like stay there forever. I just kind of want to, I want to live all over the world, you know, because like,
yeah,
like, damn, like no kids, and I can work remotely literally anywhere. So it's like I've talked often about this ad that I keep getting in my Twitter feed from Croatia. It's like, live in Croatia for a year on a digital nomad visa. And I'm like, damn, I'm so lucky. I could do that. I could just go fucking live in the Mediterranean and just like make a bunch of albums and then go somewhere else. And that's what life is all about.
I would love to live that kind of life.
You could.
So what's next? What's next for Jordan? What's next for you?
Man, I need a little help with that. Yeah, so after I moved back from, so at the beginning of 2020, I was still in Korea. It was like going to be my last semester teaching.
God.
True sanity. And so then, you know, COVID happened, and then I moved back to the US like last August in the middle of all of that. And I've basically just been laying low until, you know, things can open up again. Because before I was in Korea, I was living in Brooklyn, and I was actually not far from that venue elsewhere where first Electronica happened. So I was like really bummed I missed it. Because I was like, I used to go to elsewhere all the time, and then of course I moved to Korea, and it's like the biggest, you know, vaporwave show ever.
Neo Gaia Legend.
Like,
now
cool,
that was a consolation prize though. You got to play Circus Tokyo.
Yeah,
that was
it was nice. I did. Yeah, Yeah, being able to join you guys on tour in Japan definitely trumped that for me. I was just like, hell yeah, I get to go to it was my second time going to Japan, and so it was my second time in Tokyo, but it was my first time in Osaka, which was cool. But yeah, so now that I'm here, when I moved back, I was like, well, am I gonna go back to Brooklyn? And I was like, well,
sorry, I don't know if I
host James.
I'm sorry, I'm just running the Matrix here. I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, it's really good. So, yeah, so now I'm thinking like, damn, like I don't want to move back to New York in the middle of COVID with like paying New York rent to just stay home all the time. So,
right.
So I've just been here, and now I'm thinking, well, I've gotten my second vaccine dose, and I'm ready to go somewhere. I'm all vaxxed up with nowhere to go, but
ready to party.
I am ready to party. I actually really want to get to New York and just to visit my friends and stuff, because I hadn't gotten to see any of my IRL friends since I got back, which sucks. So I definitely wanted to get back to New York and visit people. But eventually I want to move back, but I need like a job. Right now I'm working on new music and stuff, and I guess my main thoughts are like, all right, I got to get out new music, kind of ride that wave of having new music to promote while creating more music, and then move to New York. I don't know. It's tough.
It takes so long to like roll out an album if you want to do it right, that you might as well just do all you can while you're in your current position, I think, and then I think you'll know when it's time,
Yeah, I don't want to just kind of sit here forever and just, because I also feel a bit like uninspired at the same time, which is like trying to be productive, I'm trying to be creative, but it's hard to do that when you're just like cooped up at home and not seeing any of your friends. It's rough. But I am enjoying the, not paying a lot of money to, survive.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that is, yeah.
Well, real quick, I'm sorry. I'm going to. We're going to quickly switch to another version of Densha de Go. Right
I was
now.
wondering.
I hope it's the Super Nintendo version.
I don't know if that one exists, but I do have some surprises up my sleeve. Let me just say that.
We need some bad graphics here.
So let's go ahead.
Hope this 3D game is.
This is the one that Kevin has access to. This is the Nintendo 64 version.
Kevin has every single game ever made on his like myriad.
I do.
Ever drives. Yeah.
It's like I do have that.
I do have.
I'm not
that.
even joking. I'm pretty sure you have every single.
That title screen looks so fucking good on a real N64 because they display it in 480i res, so it's double the pixel count. So sick.
Nice.
I mean,
man.
Yeah.
Wait, I had another.
480i.
There was somewhere else I was going there, and then I totally lost the thread.
Oh man, these graphics!
That train is really static.
2D or something?
Well, this is probably
footage.
this is an emulator, so it's going to be a little crisper, a little sharper.
Kevin is
revisionist history.
Upset.
I'm not perfect.
Oh, we're going from Tokyo to where are we going? Sorry, I'm always trying to like.
Well, it looks like the Yamanote
The
again.
N64 version, from what I gathered, is all Yamanote line too, so it's all just kind of putzing around Tokyo.
I will say
Nice.
that in preparing for tonight's stream, I was watching one of these videos, and it was the Shinkansen going east from like Himeji to Hiroshima, and like I saw a building and I recognized it because I made a DDS video from a Shinkansen on my old iPhone 6 when I was going from like Okayama to like Fukuyama or whatever, and there's like this big part in the video that I never forgot because there's this sick ass building that the train goes right by with this big like kind of pagoda looking building, and I saw it in the game, and then I checked out the DDS video and boom, there it was. I think I still have these screenshots, folks. So
hell yeah!
Yeah, like this was a pretty cool, exciting thing for me. So here's the screenshot of the game.
It would have made a good Eric Carter video.
Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have. So there. So this
why is that one 16:9?
Well, this is from
PC.
this is the PC from the original that we were looking at.
Oh,
Here.
I
So
see.
you see this little cool, very distinct looking building there. So next is a still from the DDS video where I was on this actual Shinkansen.
Oh shit!
And there it is.
Wow!
Isn't that fucking
That's
awesome?
it.
That's
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
It's like
That's great.
It's like the new
Looks just
flight
like it.
simulator, but before that
Yeah,
existed.
yeah.
You know, like I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's great. I was like, I've been there.
So I heard they built that after they were inspired by the game Densha De Go, so they built the pagoda.
That sounds
afterwards.
right. That sounds right. Yeah.
No, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with
What's going on with Jordan's camera? Tape end.
I gotta rewind, guys.
Oh my.
that.
Awesome.
Oh, that is
So cool.
that is delightful.
Jordan is using analog to digital camera.
Oh, and
and
look,
that is
and
what-
Incheon Airport's playing right now. This is a song about flying away from Korea and not wanting to leave.
Aw.
Yeah.
So James, are you still planning on going to Japan like sometime soon?
Yeah.
He's crying.
Dude.
You have to give him
Oh.
a second.
Okay,
Read the room,
sorry.
man. This
Yeah,
whole show's
yeah.
about.
I'm
just kidding.
It's it all depends on the way the whip goes, the way the world turns.
Oh, James.
It's okay. It's all right. We'll figure it out. You know, whenever when I can, I will. Now I'm already taken the first and biggest steps. I've achieved financial independence and love and all the things I ever wanted in this world, and so I'm ready to destroy all of my possessions and wander,
Wow.
except for the things that allow me to make music, and then just wander the earth, making it, and coming back to America from time to time to help out with the shipping and stuff, and
drones
what?
and vapes. Those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You gotta keep that second virtual boy too.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, I'll
I
give
need a
you-
storage unit.
You got a better one. It's fine. You know, it's all good. I do admit I was a bad friend, and Kevin was like, "Give me your second virtual boy, 'cause you have two of them," and I was like, "I don't know, man. I need it." And I do. I apologize.
Definitely need two virtual boys.
I apologize. I
They got a
can't.
nice
I really
virtual
cannot
boy.
listen to this song. When I make it, I mean it, folks. When I make it, I mean it. Those were real emotions, and I can't listen to that song without weeping.
Aw.
And we're all good.
When I make it, I don't mean it. An electric eel outlet is a joke. An electric eel outlet.
Yeah, no, but hey, I was listening to Impossible Blue that came on while I was setting this up, Tech, and I was like, man, Tech was feeling this the same way I was feeling that track, and
That's true.
he made it.
Sometimes
You
I
made
do mean it. Sometimes I mean it.
You made it.
Sometimes
to
I
Florida.
just make it up.
You made it to the palm trees and the ocean, and I will make it to the smaller portion sizes and better egg salad sandwiches.
Dude,
Nice.
dude, I think I talked about this
I think I
on
told
on Welcome to Dino Hour Monday nights at 8:00. But I had you're gonna have to help me out here with this. I went to a place called Omakai, where I had sushi, but it was Omakarashi. Is that?
That sounds good.
Okay, so maybe you don't really know that much about Japan. I guess it's fine.
Savage, dude. Savage.
No, something. It's a type of sushi that translates to trust the chef.
Hmm.
Does this ring a bell to you at all?
I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
know. I
Thought
don't
it
know.
was-
I
thought
don't
it'd be
know a
fun and
bunch of like
interesting.
sushi stuff. I'm sorry. I really don't.
No, it's okay. It was that you just
That's
trust.
just a way of saying like sushi of the day.
In a way, basically they bring you. There's only like 3 options or something, and they just bring you. You just trust the chef, and they bring you sushi, and it was the
Yeah,
best
that sounds
sushi I've
very
ever
vegan.
had in my life. possibly the best meal I've ever had, but maybe the second best.
I've had sushi like that once in a strange situation in which I was whisked off to New York City with some various characters. And it was very expensive. Yeah, it was a crazy experience. I literally wept. The sushi made like there was like Chopin was playing, and I just fucking. I guess it's no surprise because.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, you're not really blowing anyone's mind after.
This is like listening to my own music makes me cry. But that's not coming from a place of ego, you know. It's just like sometimes you really succeed at just getting it out, you know. Bottle that up. So there is something else that we really need to mention here, which, you know, kudos to you, Tech, for not mentioning it. But let's see here. I just pull this up here. Where's that?
Is it the Hobbit?
Back in Hobbit Land.
So if you go to Ghost Diamond's Bandcamp, you'll see. So we have, you know, this long, proud history of all these, you know, what I think are pretty cool album covers, you know, going all the way back, you know, years and years and years here. You know, and then now we have our latest addition to this proud catalog right here. XO by Tech Honors. So, Tech One, would you like to talk a little bit about this?
Sure.
First off, happy belated birthday. Of course, I spoke
thank you very much
in person, but
I found out that Bandcamp Friday was going to be on my birthday, so it was a Bandcamp birthday Friday. Yeah. And I was like, well, we can't release any DDS stuff because we're still waiting on finishing a new album. And then we also, you know, most of what we're releasing through DDS is through the subscription service right for now. So I was like, well, what can I put out there that would be fun? And I have recorded cover songs over the years. And so I recorded a few more and put together a covers album called XOXO. And it's this insane album cover because I was working on an album cover for several hours. And I was just like, this isn't good enough. And I was like, it would just be funnier if I just made this the album cover, which is an actual post that I had on Instagram at one point when I first moved to Florida. So that picture is of me from maybe when I was like 30 or something, but which is still too ridiculously old to be doing whatever's
So Tech just turned 26. We're really proud of him.
Yeah. I'm like 30. I forget you're older than me.
I can't change anything in this image because it was all part of like a thing I put together on my phone for Instagram. But anyway.
So wait. So all the like the signature and all that was part of the Instagram post. I didn't realize this.
Yes.
Oh, that's
it's
so perfect though. That's beautiful.
That's why I called it XOXO because I was like, well, it's already on there and so is my name. So it was all just very cute, and it was supposed to be a postcard.
You oranges. You know?
I know. Orange, you glad I used them?
So
anyway, so it's a covers album. It's cute. It's got some fun stuff on there. It's got there's Bob Dylan. There's
which we discussed.
Good Charlotte. You know, all the greats.
All the greats.
Well, so Tech did run this by me because he was like, you know, like, can I add this to the Ghost Diamond catalog? I don't know. You know, he was a little insecure about it, and I was like, absolutely, this is beautiful. It actually reminds me of a Marmalade Boy soundtrack that I've been listening to a lot, as those know. It looks like this. You know, it's not too dissimilar, is it? You know?
I'm gonna read the text I sent to James, and his response to me when this goes on behind the scenes. I said, okay, look, I need to announce the cover album on Twitter, so I've been working on cover art all day, but I just really don't love it, and I've been considering a kind of absurd alternative instead, and I ran this across our Discord server, and they were all super supportive, so now I'm feeling more confident about it, but I'm seeking your approval since it's going to be a Ghost Diamond release. basically, I'm just wondering if this is a bridge too far, I guess. But bear in mind that it's a covers album I'm releasing for my own birthday.
Using language he knows that I'm going to understand, Bridge Too Far by Microsoft Games.
And
Right.
James's response was, LMAO, just be yourself, Tech. It's okay.
Oh, there you go.
Need to know,
That's
and
sweet.
but that's I don't know. There was some friction when we were doing Heavy Black Heart because we were kind of butting up against each other in the ways that we are. And I think that the beauty of the new DDS album is that we were really able to let go of that. Like, there's a song in it that's like super poppy, and at first I was like, like it's not that it's like bad, like it's incredible and it's like an incredible pop song, and now it's like one of my favorites because Tech's done all these super cool edits to it, blah blah blah. But then I had to take a step back and was like, yeah, like this is super poppy, but there are songs on here that are like just straight up just schloggy HCMJ songs, like Tech lets me be me. Like, how am I not gonna let him be him? And why would I not just trust him? Because everything that we've ever done is brilliant. So
everything that we've ever done is brilliant. But yeah, but now, of course, through that trust, our Ghost Diamond Bandcamp page is eternally scarred.
Or enhanced.
By this image. Maybe. James did text me, we will be looking at this picture for the rest of our lives.
It's kind of funny next to all these other like
pretentious
album covers, like this fucking Degas, and this picture. This was Korea. There's a picture from Korea and like pictures of our exes, and that's way cooler.
Sure.
And this one, which is the secret origin of the Neo Gaia Fantasy cover, secret origin.
Oh yeah, sword, eh? Anyway, so it's good that we talked about Ghost Diamond a whole lot while we have Jordan on the show.
Cool. Actually, I read y'all's that big thread about the history of DDS. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, the
Twitter thing. Yeah, it's fun to kind of explore all that like origin story stuff. So I enjoyed reading that.
It was that was fun and also more difficult than I thought to put together. I had to do a lot of looks.
Little research.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Also, one last thing, because I just saw up there, Side Bay by Death Stranding Shroud's playing, and that is hopefully going to be revised finally on Spotify so that all the song titles will appear correctly for classic
no
system.
shit.
So let's look forward to that.
It's been in my head just as Side for so long.
Lots of people think it's just called Side.
Man,
Yeah.
there's that minor 4. I heard it.
Did you guys switch to video?
No. Well, I don't know. So Classroom Sex Tape and World War Olympics are both through Orange Milk.
Oh, right.
So they handled all digital distribution, but they were like switching them, and I guess we have to change all the song titles for World War Olympics so that they're all in English now.
For video?
I guess so. I don't. Whatever Keith is using.
I hate all those rules they impose.
Keith was using SDS, which I used in the past, and I gotta say, I don't really care for them too much anymore.
He said they were taken a little off the top.
Yeah, I mean, they're very clear about that when you sign up, that they're taking some off the top. It's 10%, at least when I signed up for my old label, Borrow Records, like years ago.
Yeah, he said they claimed to take 10%, but they were actually taking 15%.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like maybe in the earlier days of digital distribution, that was a good idea to go with, but like now, with so many different alternatives and options, it doesn't make sense to like have somebody take a cut from your streaming stuff to distribute it. So I don't know. Video is really cool because you can edit releases after they've already been up. So like if you want to like revise a mix, you can Kanye. I mean, it's the distro that Kanye uses. So like you can George Lucas your discography. You can change album art post release.
You can
You can
sell
add
it.
blinks
Can you
to
sell
the
it to
album
Disney?
cover, yeah.
Yes.
You can George Lucas.
$4
it.
billion.
Well,
sell
I'm
it
gonna
to
add
Disney.
some CGI dewbacks to Palace in the Sky and re-upload it.
Well, I think James and I might be more keen to do that if we didn't have like 50 something albums up on digital. I don't want to have to go back through and fucking move all those over to a different. But
I
that
want
is
Tech to
interesting.
do that.
for future releases. I don't have any interest in doing that. DistroKid I do use. We pay an annual subscription fee, but it's fine
You come to see
based
me and
on
you pay
how
me.
much we're bringing.
I
CD
canceled
Baby.
DistroKid because I had all my collaborations up there, and they count as different artists. So like, Equip and R23X, Equip R23X, Kiss Me Nerdy Girl, Equip and Frank Joff C, like those all counted as separate artists, and I had to pay for like a label account just to have them all up there. And I was like,
man.
I added up all my profits at the end of the year, and then like added up like how much it cost me, and it was like, oh great, I made $1.20.
Oh
on, like,
shit!
Streaming. So
Yeah, we definitely were paying out the ass for it before we started getting a decent amount of listens on Spotify. We lost a bunch of money the first.
It was
few
more
years,
like
but...
a screaming service because you were so mad.
Oh.
So I have another question for Jordan.
Jordan.
Quick. Wait, is your video frozen again?
Oh, it might be.
He's just put up a cutout. He's
just
gone.
He's so still.
Like,
I'm just a little confused. That's all. I'm back.
aren't we all? Oh, hey, welcome back. So my question is about food.
Food.
Because the food in Korea is so wonderful. Obviously, there's Korean versions of American classics, like the fried chicken scene in Korea is incredible, as we've experienced. I'm wondering, since coming back to the States and being here for 7 or 8 months now, what did you miss, and what do you miss now? Real ass kimchi, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But like, what's your biggest missing child in your family?
Man, like just food specifically, it's I ate out a lot while I was there because it was cheaper than cooking, which sounds odd, but like buying groceries is expensive actually. Like fruits and vegetables are expensive, and I was also on my own there, so things would just go bad. So it was actually cheaper to eat out. And so I was like, well, that's fine, because I would rather be doing that while I'm exploring this country than just be cooking at home all the time anyway. So I miss like getting kimbap at like a shop, on my block, just being like, oh, I'm going to go get some kimbap. I'm going to go get some tteokbokki. I'm going to go get some like Japanese food or stuff, like all that stuff just being right there. I mean, I'm currently living like with my parents, so I'm not like in a city, and so part of that just like city life I miss a lot, like not being able to get around without a car and all that. But like just having like, by the time I was moving back, I was pretty burnt out on Korean food, but like now I definitely miss it, and I miss like all the little things, like the commute. Walking from my apartment to there's kimbap.
Yeah, so this is some kimbap I made with my friends. For those who don't know,
oh, you made that. It looks good.
It's not bad, right?
It looks like real kimbap.
Yeah, it is the real shit.
It is real kimbap.
Yeah. So it's like Korean sushi, although Korea and Japan.
No, it isn't.
I know they. I know, and there are the Koreans. Definitely claim that they were wrapping rice and seaweed before the Japanese. I don't want to get into the debate. I don't care. It's not sushi. But it is a seaweed wrap with rice. And then I think in here we had like American cheese and crab meat and the yellow pickled radish and some cucumber. And then a whole lot of sesame oil just stroked all over it, and then sesame seeds just thrown on top. And it's really fucking good. I can see your face, Tech. The cheese
Why
works.
is there American cheese in it?
Because it's,
they do sometimes put American cheese in kimbap. And,
what a mistake.
It's
yeah,
really
I
good.
honestly
it adds
would
like
probably...
a something to it. I don't know.
It's gross. What,
You know...
that another cheese wouldn't?
Well... There's not a lot of options for cheese in Korea. Like, you can find, like, nice cheeses, but it's, like, expensive and mostly unheard of. Koreans love mozzarella because... I think the reason they love it is because it's pretty neutral in taste and because it can melt. And so, like, for those qualities, it's, like, people like to put cheese on food. Like tteokbokki with cheese is really popular. Ramen with cheese is popular. When I was in college, I really like this kimbap TV. This is like my Groceries like persona and also JPEG stripes, like analog glitch stuff, like combined right now. Like this just.
That's what we do here at the Virtual Desktop Experience.
TV. That's what I like.
You never know what you're gonna get because every week it's different here at the Virtual Desktop Experience. I do need to ask you a question though, Jordan. What's that? What are the little brown things? The little, the brown tube?
Oh,
what are those? Is that some kind of root?
Is, I think they call it in English. I think they call it burdock root, which is weird that they have names for all these things. This is something that I definitely got like asked, like, oh, what is this in English? And I'd be like, I don't know. And then like I would go like look it up, and it would be like this sort of thing that like only a botanist would have heard of. It would be like, well, you can either call it Chinese watercress, which like what the fuck is that, or you can call it like by its Latin name or just like the Korean name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you got back, 'cause I know the one thing that there's Dijon on the mic. Just Dijon on the mic. Dijon on the mic. Dijon the mic.
Look at her.
It's Dijon on the mic. Kevin, not smiling? Okay. So when you came back to America, obviously pizza is amazing here. What else? What else? Where you're like, God damn. Bagels. Interesting.
Oh yeah, big. I mean, I was living in Brooklyn for 5 years, so bagel is very important.
I see.
I like a good everything bagel.
Dude, James, you turned me on to the everything bagel. That's what I get now. I used to only get cinnamon raisin. Everything bagel toasted, forget about it.
It's like
all
the spices of life exploding in your mouth.
You know what I do that I learned in New York and my family thinks I'm weird for is I do like an everything bagel with cream cheese, usually veggies cream cheese, and then a slice of tomato. And people are like, why do you put the tomato on there? And like, I learned it in New York and it's good.
Juicy, little sweetness.
You gotta be careful. It can get a little wet if you use like an old tomato.
And then it sprays your eye.
Bro. Man, tomatoes are one food I can't do at all.
Again.
I met you in Brooklyn, didn't I?
Yeah, we met at a show at what was it, like Shea Stadium?
I don't know the venue, but
you guys had to play Shea Stadium?
You played with the Beatles played?
It wasn't the real Shea Stadium.
Okay.
It's a venue just
it was like a
gross,
like industrial,
like a warehouse.
Yeah. But it was George was playing there. George was doing an Esprit show there. Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw George play a show as Esprit. That was cool.
Pretty sure you called me a vapor dad.
I might have called you a vapor dad. That sounds like something I would say.
Cat dad. So real quick,
I'm pretty sure you coined that term. Yeah.
Folks.
Oh wow.
Folks, we have reached the end of the N64 game here. You can see they have successfully cleared the Yamanote line.
We beat the game.
And look, special thanks to the JR. That's
they got the JR text in there.
Yeah, that's really cool. So let's go ahead and let's how deep can we go here? Did you know there was this that existed? Hello.
Oh God.
Oh my.
Wow.
This
That
is
hand. I do not like it.
The Neo Gaia Pocket.
Oh God.
So yes, folks, there was a Neo Geo Pocket Color. By the way, Threshold Guardian is playing right now, so I feel like the show is about to start, and we're looking at trains. So we're gonna get caught in this loop. This is gonna be we're gonna be on this stream until we all die of desiccation. Is that a death type? But yeah,
I'm gonna get really dry.
Yeah.
We're gonna end up like the Night Mother in Skyrim. Just and you're gonna be in the casket with us. It's gonna be great for those fans of the Elder Scrolls series.
What is this, Kevin? What can you tell us about the Neo Geo Pocket?
The Neo Geo Pocket was a handheld by SNK Corporation, kind of meant to
probably about this
compete with the Game Boy Color, and there's a black and white version first, and then within a year they came out with a color version, making everyone that bought the black and white version upset.
Yeah.
The thumbstick has it's got micro switches in it, so it clicks when you move it. It's very satisfying.
Oh, okay.
And it's like quasi 16-bit, so the graphics are much better than like Game Boy games. And I think it was pretty popular in Japan, but they did come out with the Neo Geo Pocket Color here in the US like a little bit too late. I want to say in like late, like 99 or 2000 or so.
It was after Sonic Adventure because there was a sick Sonic the Hedgehog game that was like Y2K Sonic that I remember fondly.
Yeah, the Sonic game for Neo Geo Pocket's pretty good. There's 2 Metal Slug games that are pretty good. There's a bunch of like really stripped down versions of SNK fighting games like Last Blade and King of Fighters and stuff. It's a fun little console. I think it's underrated for sure.
Why did Neo Geo like? What's their whole fucking problem? Like, why couldn't they just like get it together?
Why didn't they just win the video game industry?
Yeah.
I mean, they did pretty well. Their main industry is arcade, so like they owned the arcade for a long time.
But when it comes to like consoles and handhelds, they always
the home console stuff. Basically, they came out with the Neo Geo at a time when like their hardware was way more advanced than the Genesis or the Super Nintendo.
Right.
And it was priced accordingly. Like they basically made hardware like it was the same exact hardware as they had in the arcade, but they brought it home in the form of the Neo Geo AES, and they priced it at like $600 for the system, and then like each game was like $200.
Oh
and,
my
like,
god!
Their ads were like really edgy. It was like like you gotta have balls to play with the Neo Geo. Like, what are you fucking poor? You play Super Nintendo? You little bitch, get the Neo Geo. Like all their marketing was really really edgy.
Whoa! I didn't know Neo Geo could do YouTube videos.
Well, so here this is some real-time stream building. Now look at that. It's like mashing. Oh man, I am just the OBS. I'm like a OBS wizard. Just call me Gandalf.
So did SNK like with Neo Geo stuff stay ahead of everybody else with graphics, but just continue to charge too much?
I mean, the AES or the MVS, the multi video game system or whatever, that was like their bread and butter for years, and that was the first like modular arcade system. So instead of like it was marketed at arcades as like a budget option. So like instead of having to buy a new cabinet and a new PCB for every single game they wanted, like here's one system where you can load 4 of our games into it, and the arcade cartridges were like, these gigantic, like book-sized carts, and you could load, they started off with machines that were 1 game per cabinet, but then they came out with like 4 games that had 4 cartridge slots.
I remember there was
so like as an arcade owner, it makes sense for you to go with the MVS. Or at least have at least one in your arcade, because then you can just order new games for $200 instead of like buying a whole new cabinet. You can just swap them out.
Tech, I think there was the Marion's Pizza in Beaver Creek, maybe, like one of the weird ones that
Yeah.
had its own room for an arcade. Did you ever go to that one?
Yeah, I did go to that one.
They had one of those SNK machines there that had like, it was like 1942 and like some weird fighting game or something, and then like I forget what exactly, but I remember like, whoa, is this just like a console? Why does this have like 3 different games in it? This is weird. My growing up, I always thought like Neo Geo as like a system, no one has it. It's weird. I don't know what that is. But I remember by the time I got to high school, my impression of SNK was that the fighting games, that like people that knew about fighting games knew that SNK was like the best and that Street Fighter was new shit. And I remember seeing someone play like Samurai Showdown or something. Is that SNK?
Yeah.
Like someone was playing Samurai Showdown on an emulator in like the programming lab that we used to hang out at lunch because they didn't have a proxy, and that it was like a closed network, so we could all play Half-Life. And this kid was playing Samurai Showdown, and I was just like, man, I have not seen animation on like 2D animation like this before. It was like Disney. It was like so smooth. And from that point on, my impression was, okay, like SNK is for hardcore fighting game enthusiasts, and like their graphics, their 2D graphics, like sprite graphics, are beyond everyone else. Although we were talking about...
I mean, imagine having that in your home in the age of like the Genesis and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like
and
fucking
like
insane.
seeing like massive sprites with all these frames of animation and stuff like on your TV. I mean, it's like, yeah, you got to buy a $600 console, but nowadays, that's commonplace.
But like with inflation, I wonder how much that would.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I want to get Returnal, but it's like $70. It's just straight up like $70. That's how much
I signed up,
like...
James. I signed up for GameFly for $8 just to rent Returnal, so that I could like try to beat it before the month is up and send it back.
Like, it's fucking crazy. Like,
Good.
I don't
Good idea.
And like, I'm an Apple guy, right? Like
I don't know if I'm gonna beat
understand.
it. The game is brutal.
You spend a little bit more money and you get good shit, and like it's great. But like, man, that is pretty steep for, especially considering that I paid $50 for like No Man's Sky like 6 years ago, and have been treated to like free updates that are basically like 3 sequels deep at this point, and I have like a lifetime pass. Like, that's how I want to be treated by a game developer, just at my knees
Returnal's
begging.
fun, but it's like unforgiving. Like it's like Souls-like in difficulty, and like it's like Metroid Prime meets Dark Souls. So you're like exploring the area, and then you get to the boss, and then like immediately upon getting to the boss, it just shoots a giant laser and obliterates you, and then like you have to start off at the beginning of your ship. And the Metroid like level design, it's rearranged itself, so all the rooms are different, and you lose all of your progress and all your weapons and upgrades and stuff that you got. So you're basically like square one every time.
Does it have an easy mode?
No, there's no easy mode. I'm pretty sure I'm going to send it back. I don't think that I can beat it in time.
Jesus.
Have you tried?
I really want to play it
for like $20 or $30, but like $77 after tax. That's how much they are in Chicago with the 10.25% sales tax. Like, no thanks.
Jesus.
What console is this for?
It's PS5.
PS5.
Oh, okay.
It's the only new PS5 game that's come out in the past
It's the
entire
second
year.
ever PS5 game, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I mean, I do remember like buying like a Final Fantasy VIII when it came out, and it was really expensive. It was 4 discs.
Yeah.
That was PlayStation 1, but I seriously feel like that game was like $60 or something like that.
If you look at like old game ads, people have been posting them a lot lately because of discourse around new game prices. But if you look at old game ads from like Toys R Us from like the Genesis era, you know, like Mortal Kombat 3, when that came out was $69.99.
Yeah, like it feels like
I
games have
remember
always
seeing-
been that much. Yeah.
I remember being in Toys R Us with my dad and seeing Majora's Mask when it first came out being $79.99, and like being like, wow, that's insanely expensive.
I remember like, for a very long time it was just in my brain, games are $50. And then about 10 years ago it was like, alright, games are $60. And now it's like, I guess games are $70. At least that's just how it feels to me, like my own.
Yeah, for sure.
corrupt worldview.
There's 60 in my experience, but
yeah, I still feel like it's 60.
But some indie games are like 15, you know?
Right.
Well, I
think the PS1 in general like lowered game prices because discs were easier and cheaper to manufacture than cartridges. So like new games in the PS1 era were kind of all over the place. It was like $39.99 to $49.99. And then there was always budget titles, you know, like that was always a thing for a while where a game would launch at $19.99 and it would just be like, all right, this is a budget title. And, you know, they would eventually end up in a big bin where you rifle through them. And
well, the game I've been playing the most recently is Oblivion, which I got for $14 off eBay after my copy got stolen. So, you know, that's all we ever needed. You know, everything could have stopped. You know, PS3 era, it's fine. You know, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are kind of rounding the bend of the track here as we speed towards the last station on our red journey.
I do have a little Neo Geo aside.
Okay. If we're going to stay here for a second, 100%, please.
Yeah. Just for a second, I wanted to show this off. This was some design that I did with a collab with another musician who goes by No Eyes, and we used that. I don't know if it's going to be visible with the green screen.
Just turn off the green screen for a second.
Turn it off? Okay.
We deal with this all the time.
Just temporarily. Okay. So I'll do this.
Everyone will be able to see a cool analog setup here too.
Yeah. Oh, sick.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
nice.
That was.
No Eyes is awesome.
Sick.
Yeah. So that was
your spec.
Yeah. So that was kind of based off the whole Neo Geo thing. This was a 15-minute like noise club mix that I did visuals for, and it's all like corrupted Sonic the Hedgehog games across like.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to just share that little thing for no reason.
That's awesome.
We've also
I'm tempted to go grab my Neo Geo Pocket so I could put the clicky stick up to the microphone so you can hear how satisfying it is.
Please.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, please. And as soon as we get that out of our system, because this last place that we're going to go, it's not a place that we're going to want to stay a very long time.
Oh my God.
Please look forward to it. Because, you know, we moved forward, then we moved backward, and now we're going to move back even a little further. So, I haven't heard a lot from Mark.
That's exciting.
Mark, how are you doing? How was your week? What can you tell us about yourself?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
the
other Mark.
Sorry, just cut out. It cut out a little.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Last week I was really
wasn't trying to be
generous to you, so this week I'm being a little abusive just to balance the scales. But of course, Mark and I are big Apple Watch buddies, though. We are constantly commenting on each other's workouts, which is really fun. And I know that you just went camping recently, which was mind-blowing. Oh, here, let me pause the music.
Did you see Did you see my bike journey on Sunday? Did it show up on the app?
Yes, I did. Or here, let me.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if it was syncing or not. Yeah.
I'll give you a definitive answer here. Let's see, Mark. What is Mark?
Because
Kevin's got the Neo
Geo. Wow, you got
there.
Nice.
So this one I picked up in Osaka in 2019 at Asuru Gaia. And all right, everyone listen real close here.
Music is paused.
Oh. Ooh, clicky.
Oh, gotcha.
And it feels
James,
so
did you ever
good,
get
too.
the backlight kit?
I did, and it was for not the color one. It was for the black and white one. And so now I have a box for the project, and I'm just like, oh, God.
That sucks.
And you can't find... I think I got the correct backlight kit, but I got the wrong screen replacement, because I need to replace the screen because there's a scratch in it, and if I fuck with it once, I want to be done with it forever. But that's I'll probably end up.
I know exactly what you mean there. I
Japan. I don't know.
Did my Wonder Swan replacement backlight thing, and then after I put it all together and shit, there's like a big cat hair right under the screen. I was just like, God damn it!
Oh my god!
And it's still in there. I was just like, I can't do this again.
Oh my god!
I already spent like half an afternoon on this, so I'll do it another time. I was gonna mention too, when you spend $200, or when you did back in the day on a Neo Geo game, you get something substantial. So this is a Fatal Fury special for Neo Geo.
$200 though? I just it seems like too much.
I mean,
how much do we pay for MMORPG? Like, I've paid how many thousands of dollars for Final Fantasy XI?
Yeah.
You know
Here's
what I mean?
a Neo Geo
enormous.
cartridge, so
That does look like a fucking
it's
console.
massive, and it's got two boards in it.
Oh
Wow.
man!
Just this big girthy thing. It's
So
like
toaster.
VHS tape.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I just remember there was some sort of TV show where kids could compete in some sort of thing, and then they could win a Neo Geo at the end. I think it was on Nickelodeon, but I don't remember what it was anymore.
Sounds right.
So this is sick because I had Josh get my Neo Geo for me from Yahoo Auctions Japan, so it's a Japanese one, and somebody included this like Xeroxed homemade combo guide. For
Sick.
Whoa!
All
I
of
love
the
that.
combos in this Fatal Fury game, so
That's pretty cool.
it's really cool.
Yeah,
So
B,
just-
I don't think it was Double Dare. Maybe it was Legend of Hidden Temple, but I swear to God, there was like
They were giving away Neo
it was
Geos.
some. What was that one show where like they were like
Nick Arcade?
they were like in video games? Yeah.
Nick Arcade.
Is it Nick?
And
That's got to have been it then.
Yeah, they played like Sega Genesis or Neo Geo, but they were in like arcade cabinets. And it was like, you need to get 30 rings in the first level of Sonic. And some of the kids were so fucking bad at video games. I remember watching.
Dude, what the hell is wrong with them?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Literally, that show was so fucking unbelievably incredible to me as a kid.
Because they
That's
go
all I
inside
wanted in my
the
whole
video
life.
games at the end. This is literally what I was when Kevin was on the big stream doing his DJ set, and on the last stream you're like, so what was it like on the spaceship? All I could think was, dude, it must have been like being in Nick Arcade, because like I remember asking my parents, like, how do they do this? How do they put them in the video game? And then my dad's like, oh, well, they're not really there. It's like the weather guy. He's in front of a blue screen. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, they're just in front of a screen, and then they're looking at a TV that's showing them what it looks like. And I'm just like, oh.
No one ever killed the magic for me.
I am
just
right
had to
now,
think about it
Tech.
later
This is
on
how
in life.
this is how it works.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's time to learn.
So
There
just real
is no
quick-
go
time to
inside
grow
the
up.
video game.
So just real quick, I did want to show off some pictures from Mark's Instagram here. So Mark, you went off into the mountains, and it looks like you slept under a tarp, and you found some rocks. And your path was blocked, and so you were unable to go forward in the game because that tree there blocked your path, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
You didn't have the necessary
Small
upgrades
push.
yet.
God,
What
this
do
is
you do?
Fucking incredible. Jesus, look at that tree
Yeah,
stump.
it's got Goldnear's BC Park, camped at Gold Creek, biked 80 kilometers both ways.
That's a nice photo.
I'm kind of getting into it's my last, as I posted, my last hobby that I haven't monetized or irreparably tied to my self-worth in the capitalist nightmare hellscape that we all live in. I just kind of do it because I want to go outside and get exercise and experience the nature and shit. But I could totally try to become a brand ambassador for some bike straps or something, but I don't want to do that.
You should.
But
if like some like ethical, fucking, you know, like
a
some
vegan bike
vegan
bag, whatever.
bikes.
Right? I'm sure there's vegan bike shit, right?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for sharing those pictures. I do call this part of the world the mist continent because everywhere surrounding Vancouver looks like fucking RPG forests and shit to me. So
yeah, here's
I love
the thing.
exploring it constantly.
Is there a mist?
I do like your whole mist continent thing though a lot.
Yeah, no, I love.
I saw some stuff like
Thank you
that.
guys.
I posted something on Twitter that was like when I was on Jeju Island, I went hiking on Hallasan, which is like the highest mountain in South Korea, and on the way down it was like really misty and foggy, and I took a picture that I was just like, this is Mist Continent right here, baby.
So I gotta say, Mark, if I lived near this, I wouldn't be like, oh, I want to move to Japan, you know? It's like, damn, this ain't bad, you know? The mountains around here, like, they're kind of cool. There. Like, they're like foothill, you know, like hilly kind of mountains, you know? Like, it's cool. Like, I've seen some cool places, but then you go there and it's like, you know, a bunch of just people that are from America, and garbage.
That sounds horrible.
You know, it's just like, this ain't it, but this is not bad.
People do travel here from around the world to check it out. It's like, also, I have a fun story, which is a very Canadian thing. Saw a bear, and usually there's bears, you see them on the side of the road. They sometimes come into town, but like up here, camping in Golden Ears, you gotta like put your food in a cage. And if you don't have a car, so there's people car camping in certain areas, but we did the bike camping only. So just complete packed on bike, ride in, have to store the food in the tent or in the bear cage, which is pretty common for campgrounds. But this bear cage was like, I don't know, it seemed like a bad location, and it was just like metal grating. So I'm assuming all the wafting smell from the food could just waft into the forest. And there's a black bear that was like maybe about just under 6 feet tall when he was standing, and he was like 10 feet away from the campground. And then he just wandered, and everyone is like yelling, bear, hey, just trying to scare it away. And he kind of scuttled off, but then he went to the bear cage where.
Yeah, hey, bear.
Hey.
Bear.
Hey, you fucking bear.
What are you about?
It's like the classic Canadian. He climbed up on the bear cage, the food thing, and he was just like wrenching on it. And he looked really cute until he started like bending the metal to try to get the fucking sandwiches and stuff.
Mark
I was like, are we in danger here?
Why don't they call it a barricade?
So we have one last stop, one last station to pull into here tonight.
Oh yeah, right.
And for this, we're gonna have to go back in time. So everyone, hold on to your butts. Are you ready? Now, Jordan, I know this is your first time experiencing this firsthand. It's gonna get a little smoky.
No, I'm a little nervous.
So here we go.
Oh boy.
Right.
Okay.
Get ready and action.
Dude, hot mic. Just kidding.
Oh God!
That smells horrible.
Sorry about that. So
disgusting.
So now that the
no
smoke
way.
is clear, you can see we have reached the final station on our journey here, which of course is the LCD, the shittiest version of this game that could possibly exist. The fucking LCD version of Densha Day Go. And
this
so
is like the Mr. Game & Watch version.
This has to be one of the worst games of all time.
Blackjack?
Yeah, it's
I would rather play blackjack.
Yeah. So,
I had a Yahtzee portable game when I was a kid. That was pretty fun.
That would be more fun than this. James was right. This is a place I do not want to stay.
Yeah, this is. I had a Sonic the Hedgehog like this, and it's just like. I also had the R Zone. Was that what it's called? R Zone? You know, the thing that you wear over your eye that had the tiger fucking games that you put in it, and it's just like, dude, this is not Star Wars. I can move my X-Wing like left or right, and things appear and then disappear. But hey, it's fine. They did the best they could. Anyway, this exists. Was probably, maybe it was cool, but now smartphones exist, so obviously it's not cool because we can have Genshin Impact on our.
It's
phones.
on a track. You can't even screw up.
Yeah, I mean it's just speeding up and slowing down, and I don't know how precise it is.
You can definitely disappoint.
Wait, you can't feed your train and take care of it, and
yeah.
This would be
if you get to the platform,
though.
Like if you get to the platform like 2 seconds early, like they're very disappointed in you.
I saw like 3 centimeters. It was like you're 3 centimeters off the stopping point earlier in the game. It's like 3 centimeters. That's negligible.
Shameful.
Yeah, but I think somebody should.
The Doug Tiger handheld at some point. I'm getting a flashback to this. It's got 2 buttons on it. One is Doug, and the other one is faster.
What? So in the background here is a station from the Wii version of this game, which is great because you can see all of these just duplicated assets here.
I thought it was a photo.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Photorealistic. I'd like to see people do demakes like how they do 8-bit demakes, but with this kind of graphical interface. Like that would be a cool art project, actually.
I'd like to see them demake from this.
Even lower.
Yeah, even lower.
It's just a pencil. It's a tabletop game now at that point.
You have to make it yourself.
You just play with dots and draw. Oh, God.
Oh, my. Doug and
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Hold on a second here. We're flashing. Everything is being destroyed here. There we go.
Oh, yeah. That is just. Dude.
It's like remember that it's the same basic shape here, but maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's like remember Il Mitch. It's like you got 2 sides, one Doug, one faster. You can tell a stranger, my board is fast in danger. Remember that?
Oh, I loved Il Mitch. Yeah.
Il Mitch.
Doug is one of those words where the longer you look at it, the less it makes sense. Like
Doug.
Doug.
Wait,
Doug,
what are these options? There's like left and right button, and then a Doug and faster button.
Right, yeah. And look, you can just hit the button for max score right there.
Max score.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Oh, is this the Game Shark version?
All right, so we need to get to the playlist here. So I'm gonna pull this.
All right, so everyone gets 1 minute to talk about their song. 3 songs. 1 minute.
All right.
So I have to use the bathroom really bad.
Dude, James, talk about your songs first. Just kidding.
Kevin, urgency.
James, you really are supposed to go first, but
I know I can go first. It's fine. I'm a professional.
Can you hold it? Bud, hey Bud, can you hold it, Bud?
I'm okay. I used to go on road trips with my dad, and it was like,
oh, Dads never stop.
We're not stopping for anything.
Dads never stop. Hell yeah.
They never.
That's the way I was raised, and that's the way I expect you to be
never
raised.
Stop. Okay, so here we go. So, James, you're gonna go first, and what can you tell us about Blackpink, Willie Nelson, and the Flaming Lips? Come on. Okay, there we go.
Here we are.
Gotta get a timer going here.
Yeah, so, no, it's fine. So, my 3 tracks, well, the first 2 were things that I was listening to or singing, as it were. I recently got my girlfriend's the Blackpink the album LP, which at first I wasn't a huge fan of because it's a little more Americanized than their previous works. However, it's really starting to grow on me day by day, listen by listen. This is the last track. It has an incredible tech. I don't know if you've listened to it yet, but it has...
I haven't yet.
Yeah, a really amazing minor 4 that comes in time after time again. It is a wonderful album closer. And then I was singing Someone to Watch Over Me because I'm kind of a romantic person. And I was feeling sentimental, and I was starting to sing it. I'm going to skip that track there. And it's a great song, and it's by Willie Nelson.
4, 3, 2.
And then going on is the closer to At War with the Mystics is another great sentimental closer.
Great, awesome. Who picked Yukika?
That was me.
Kevin, what can you tell us about Yukika, Bronze, and the other one?
Yukika's like, she's a Korean pop artist that does kind of like throwback 80s style Japanese city pop stuff. And I had never heard her before, and I was browsing browsing somewhere, and it was like a recommended pick. So I checked it out, and I liked it a lot. And then that kind of led me to that album below it, the Aquarium album, because there's a Yukika guest appearance on the album. But I listened to that, and then that's also like new kind of city pop. That was made in 2020, so that's another like nice kind of breezy, easy city pop track. And then the last one is Sugiurumen. Hard one to pronounce. I think it's basically like pronounced like Sugarman. But he's friends with the artist that does the JoJo, like the JoJo Golden Wind and like the manga stuff. So that's the cover kind of pulled me in. This one was discussed in the Tim Rogers Action Button Discord. And I really like this album. It's got kind of a Sonic R feel to it. So yeah.
That is wonderful. All those sound fantastic. Mark, what can you tell us about Rochelle Jordan, Fire Tools, and Masashi Hamauzu?
Oh, okay. 1 minute. Let's go. I'll watch my watch and I'll try to hold it up to the screen. I've already wasted 7 seconds. Fuck.
You need that always on watch.
I know.
Oh my god, you're running out
in the
of
trash
time.
can.
45 seconds.
I'm at 43 seconds. All right, so the new Fire Tools album is really awesome. I don't know if anybody's listened to it yet. It's called I Can't Die, but this particular track sounded like it had a bunch of Transformers sounds in it coming from a guitar, which is super cool. And also really like the cover art. Oh yeah, and Situation by Rochelle Jordan is kind of like a weird experimental. She's kind of like, I don't really follow her. I just discovered her last week, but on Toki Monster's record label called Young Art, and I just kind of follow that label religiously and really appreciate the kind of like pop R&B, like gritty kind of production, like with the Toki Monster sensibilities on all the artists that she signs. And the Final Fantasy, oh damn it, time's up. Final Fantasy 13 track is really great. Bossa Nova track, main theme. Anyways. Okay.
Okay, my 3 picks I'm in heaven by Andrew WK. Andrew WK.
Once again.
If you think Andrew WK is just some sort of party, stupid, dumb brain rock music, please think again. It kind of is, but in a way that it isn't. And this is a new song by Andrew WK, and it absolutely fucking rules. 8485 is a hyperpop artist. The song Hanger is very good. I just let another 8485 song play on Spotify, and it went into this one, and I was like, oh damn, this song is even better than the one I listened to before. And then finally, Yako's World from the Animaniacs is the one that's like United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic of Dominica. That's on there. And when I was telling a story the other day about how I memorized that as a kid.
And you still know it by heart?
Oh yeah.
I would argue that Animaniacs are now hyperpop.
How different is the map nowadays?
Yeah, Yugoslavia is like mentioned in the song. I don't believe.
In it.
Yugoslavia, or Czechoslovakia is now Czech Republic. The Seychelles Islands didn't exist. Yeah. There's like a whole. It's post Germany split though, so.
Do they even mention Atlantis?
Do they even mention Atlantis? Anyway, finally, we do have a guest on the show.
Me out, you know,
Jordan.
It's like, if you won't help me, who will?
Yeah.
You've got 3 songs you've been listening to recently. Bye, Jordan. Jordan, 3 songs.
Three songs.
3 songs.
3 songs. So I've been listening to mostly like house and like electronic music and stuff. It's most of what I listen to, but so I just learned about this artist who is apparently, a popular artist. I just never knew about them, but they go by Overmono.
Okay.
Overmono. And I'm just looking at my Spotify since we're using Spotify here to make sure that it's like actually something you can search on Spotify.
Yeah. No,
It's the album called Everything You Need. It's got like 2 dogs on the front, which is a great album cover. By the way, I feel like there's this trend emerging in electronic music where a lot of album covers are looking like emo covers, like emo band covers. And I think that's pretty cool.
All the kids who grew up listening to it are now making music.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that's probably why. What song from Everything You Need?
It's called Arrow. It's the second track.
Arrow. Let's put that on the playlist.
That's a good one.
There we
go.
It's also a Final Fantasy.
Spelled A-E-R-O.
True.
Another song. So there's a lo-fi house artist who goes by Baltra. Baltra.
Yeah.
And he did a song with a Korean singer whose name is Park Hae-jin, and so the song is called Ahead of Time.
Ahead of Time. Of course it is. There it is.
Like
Yeah,
a train.
Time, yeah.
Sometimes.
We're gonna add that one on there. Oh wait, no, this is from I Need Ted. Ahead of Time. There it is. And now that is on there.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I feel like I should break away from the electronic stuff for a second. So this is not something I've been listening to recently, but I'm talking about it with a friend recently. It's a song I really like. By a does anyone here know who Owen Pallett is?
Yeah, from wasn't he from Arcade Fire?
Yeah, he did. He had a track. He had an artist, Final Fantasy, and he also goes by his own name. If you search Owen Pallett and then
yeah.
And then the album Heartland.
Second, we got a score to settle with that guy.
Yeah, we were like, you can't call yourself.
You can't call your band Final Fan. Fuck you. Probably never played Final Fantasy 3 Japanese version.
I'm waiting for Mark to be like,
entertainment.
oh yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah,
Because he's Canadian. So
I think
We all know each other.
yeah, you all know each other. So the song is called Lewis Takes Off His Shirt.
Lewis Takes Off His Shirt.
Yeah.
And it's an Owen Pallett song.
It's from the album Heartland. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Lewis Takes Off His Shirt, not Lewis Takes Action, which is another.
Yeah,
song.
not that one. That's different song.
Different Lewis. Okay.
Oh, it's the same.
Same shirt.
Oh. Same.
Same shirt,
different day. Same shirt, different Lewis.
Jordan, you got a record up for pre-order right now. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
Oh yeah, I need to be like a human advertisement for a second.
I'm gonna drop the link here in the comments for the.
Thank you, Kevin. So the
So sorry about that. I looked up Old West Camp when Mark was talking about the bear. Is this a Geometric Lullaby?
Yeah, Geolol. Yep. So last month I put out my first 2 albums as Groceries on vinyl with Geometric Lullaby, and it was a great success. So
yeah, you sold out of those
we sold 1,500 copies.
Yeah.
Of both of them,
Those are some fucking
which was
numbers.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Now this month for the whole
So how
month
many
we've got.
GoPros do you have, Jordan? How many Apple Watches are you gonna get?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give you that
GoPros.
final number once I know how many of these we've sold. But I'm looking to get at least 4 Apple Watches.
Nice.
'Cause I want one for both my hands and both my ankles.
Yes.
So this album is sick because this is the end of a trilogy, is it not? This is the end of the Yes, We're Open.
Well, as of now it is, but I am planning on having a 4th one.
All right.
Believe it or not,
4-album trilogy.
it's a 4-album trilogy. It's actually, ever since I put out the first album, I've thought of doing 4 albums. I've just been really behind on getting the 4th one out.
Dude, it's hard to make albums.
It is hard to make albums.
Jesus
There we go.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
So, but we do have to be careful because I do see everyone needs to go to the link that Kevin provided, and you need to pre-order this right now because we need to get Jordan an Apple Watch, so he can share his workouts with us.
Gotta
That's
have
something.
it, guys.
I
had
want
one-
progress
in the
bar
Best Buy.
on your channel here. Can we just get a progress bar just for me?
Yes, yeah, we can definitely do that.
Full watch for Jordan.
Also, this Friday, Mark and I are playing the Vaporspace Odyssey. We've got a cool visual presentation for y'all. I'm going to drop that link in here too. But yeah, we're happy to be working with the Arcology and buddy Ronnie at Vaporspace. So hope everyone can tune in.
And I hope that
That's
people.
Friday.
I hope people do tune in.
14th.
Oh yeah,
And-
okay, yeah. Also, new Giant Claw album out on the 14th, this Friday.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's
So,
coming up so quick.
And I do need to announce something very exciting that we haven't even told the Discord yet. But me and Tech